Hello everybody, Grad School here, and welcome to part 4 of Let's Play Valhalla Hills. So the last 3 episodes have been kind of clearing out the easy maps and just, getting a feel for the game and unlocking some of the some of the more fun buildings and units. So I'm going to go ahead and start part 4 here, a brand new map, and because it didn't really come across well in the very first video, if you haven't gotten this yet and you're ever wondering what's going on here, if I shoot off the map, it's because the sensitivity on this is really high and there's no way to change it. And this is early access, so I'm sure they will eventually add the ability to change your sensitivity by scrolling with WASD or across the sides of the map, or right clicking and dragging your mouse around. So I suspect that will change eventually, but currently there's no way to change your mouse sensitivity or the scroll sensitivity, so if I bounce off the map, that's why. And right now, that's really one of the only complaints that I've got about this game. Aside from that, everything has been going pretty smooth. There are some optimization issues where it'll glitch out for a minute, but I can overlook that. It's not game breaking by any means. So we're gonna go ahead and start off here with a pretty standard opening. And that's gonna be some StarCraft talk. I'm just used to the terminology, but your woodcutter, and then a couple of tents for your Vikings to sleep in, and then I'll go ahead and throw down a storage, a small storage right there. And so basically, the gist of the game is you want to build up a pretty solid base of Vikings, because eventually we're going to go up to this portal, and as you saw in the other episodes, the fights are getting progressively more difficult. The last one not so much, but the one before that, I lost a good portion of my fighters because they don't have weapons yet. And I'm hoping that we're going to unlock that soon. It doesn't look like any of these buildings will do that yet, but before too long, I suspect that will be an option. So once it comes through, I will be looking forward to that. But in the meantime, pretty standard stuff here. Doesn't look like there's much stone in this map. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but make do with what we got. Go ahead and connect the roads again. And these roads are fairly important in that they speed up the movement rate of all your Vikings that travel on them, and then over time they upgrade and they become better quality roads. So not only does it provide functionality, but there's a really nice aesthetic with it as well. I'm kind of excited later on in the game to be able to see the top tier of the upgraded roads. And I'm not so sure that the buildings will upgrade, because as you see here, we have 2 types of housing: the lodge and the tent. So before I was kind of hoping that the tents would upgrade themselves, but yeah, it doesn't appear to be the case, and that's all right. Certainly not a game breaker. So all the basic buildings are down. You got the quarry, the wood, the lumber hut, a couple of tents, everything that we need to get started here. And I've got it in fast forward because I kind of want to plow through this, and I really want to get everything unlocked. So I'm going to be moving pretty quick, I hope, through this, in the hopes that I can knock out a few levels in one recording session, because I don't want this series to take 50 videos before we finally see the meat and potatoes of the game, if any of you are waiting to base your judgment and decision to get this game on the end game content. So I'm going to try to speed through this here and see what we can do about that. So hold on to your hats and follow along, because we're going to try to blast right through this one. And I kind of want to clear this whole lumber area on the left side to open up more room for building. So ultimately, I'm going to need to get some wheat and all that good stuff for our wonderful beer industry. So we'll get the stonemason down. And I've already forgotten if I put a well down, and I don't think I have yet. So that's one of the prerequisites for the brewery because it requires these stones that the stonemason. The well requires the stones, and so does the bakery. But the bakery then requires the water and the wheat to create the beer. So we need a lot of things going on here at once. And I want to get those cranked out. Now, I do have one hunter's lodge, so I'm not so sure that I'm actually going to need the fishery. But I'll put that in there just in case. And I might even be able to squeeze in a wheat farm up here. Oh, I don't like that. But that is currently the only place that I can build it, so. We'll see if that's actually enough room for them to grow wheat. From the looks of it, everything else is pretty good, but I am going to get one more lumber hut. Woodcutter, I should say. Hopefully clearing the trees will open up some more place to build. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to move towards that portal up here. But even that's pretty steep, so I don't think I can build there either. I guess we'll find out. And let's see. Jodis, are you actually planting? Yes, you are. Fantastic. Okay. Which leads me to my next thought. Do I have room for the brewery? So maybe land management is going to be more important here in this game than I initially thought. And that's okay with me if it adds to the difficulty, but you know, there's a fine line when you get into games like this where it becomes a nuisance and it just detracts from the enjoyment of the game when you just can't progress because there's just no room to do it. And there's the cobblestone that I was talking about. So as these Vikings travel these roads, they're going to upgrade and provide quicker movement speeds and all that good stuff. So I'm not sure how far they actually upgrade. That'll be interesting to see. Alright, so we got the brewery. We got the wheat. We don't have a well, which is required. Let's throw the well down there. I've got a lot of production, so I'm actually going to take a look at this large storage. Do I have room for it? All the way up there I do, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'll throw another small one down. Because land is at such a premium, everything looks about good. So I'm going to start planning my road up to the portal here. And I'll be throwing down, you know, I don't think I even have enough Vikings to warrant a permanent camp. 15. But I can't I can't build any more housing except for way up here. But I will. I'll throw a couple lodges down just so we make sure we got enough Vikings to face whatever's coming out of this portal. Looks like only 2 enemies. That's not bad at all. So I'm going to actually push for that right now. Let's finish these roads up here. So throw a camp down. And we'll ultimately need that troop supply as well if I have to go to a larger camp, because you can only recruit I think 4 or 5 units out of this. Yeah, 5. So I'll go ahead and max that out. Then if I need more, then I can go ahead and build that permanent base. And this supply hut here, the troop supply, will supply that army, because you have to keep feeding them. They need beer and gold, which I'm not really quite sure where the gold comes from. If it's just an automatically generated resource or not. But unless the quarry is generating it, I've just never noticed. No, it doesn't look like it. So, alright, let's see if we can take on these guys. you know, the Vikings are taking a beating, but I think we're going to clear this one out. So I'm going to fast forward this again. And again, the reason I'm doing this really is just to blow through these levels so we can see how you upgrade the troops, how you get them new items, and all that good stuff. So go ahead and fast forward. And this is a considerably larger map. Holy smokes. Okay, well, regardless of the size, everything stays the same, consistent in that, you know, the woodcutter hut always goes first, because down here in your starting resources, you only have a finite amount of logs, sticks, stone, leather, and so on and so forth. If I were to throw down a bunch of houses now, and if these Vikings were to start building those and using up those logs, if they use them up before that lumber hut gets done, you're hosed. There's nothing you can do to generate more logs. So don't fall into that trap if you do get this and decide to start playing, because I found out the hard way what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. And again, the hotkey to fast forward is V. Now once that's done, I'm going to throw down some supply. I'm actually going to start with a small because I don't have any planks. And to get planks, you need to come in here to the woodcutter and get a wood splitter. I'm going to go ahead and connect all these to a road. And I'm just going to bring that road all the way back. I do have a wood splitter, so I'm going to start right off the bat with lodges this time instead of just tents. I'm going to keep them pretty centrally located. And we'll need that fishery down here. I'm actually going to do 2 this time. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep up with the hunting yet. I haven't really scoped out. I mean, I got some animals running around on the top of the screen right now. But we'll see. So far I haven't found any need for leather. And unless I unlocked a bunch of stuff that I haven't noticed yet, I don't think I'm going to need it. So I'll scope this out real quick. What do we got? Now, same stuff all over again. Okay. I'm still curious to know when we're going to have to start building weapons for the soldiers. If that's even a thing. That might not be a thing. I may be missing something this entire time. I think I'm going to actually take a look at that here in this level. So if I build a temporary camp, which I can move later, no big deal. Now it will tell me. See, these builders, they have simple tools that they need. I saw the fishery. They needed a fishing pole, but they made them themselves. And because I'm not seeing any sort of like iron resource, I'm wondering if the Vikings can make their own weapons. And I can't tell if that's snow or maybe metal in the mountain. That's interesting. Yeah, they've got mobs outside of the... Okay, I might not be able to blow through this one. I'm already at 14 minutes. This may be a longer episode. Ooh. Okay, so I want to check this out. See if we can get them to build a bow. See, here's the successful tool making that they did. So if I... why did they die? What is going on? Is there something in that cave? Great, something's eating my Vikings. Okay, I gotta slow this down so I can catch these notifications. What are you missing the planks for? We already have a plank maker. How many more do you want? And I'll throw an axe. Alright, what are you missing? What do you need for an axe? He's holding a stick, so he must need something else. Alright, we'll fast forward to see if they ever get what they need. Guess now would be a good time to throw down a courier as well, while we wait to see if they can make their own. It just doesn't look like it. Unless I'm missing some resource. Manufactured tool, backpack. Okay, that's from the courier, which I expected. But what are we missing for the weapons? Could it be the stonemason? I just don't know. And this isn't providing any kind of useful information. Oh, there's the weapons. Ah, okay. At least 15 axes produced. So, what? More woodcutters. I can do that. I'm actually going to spam these right now just to unlock that. I know I've got more than enough for this level. Alright. Whoopsies. Alright, armory, current 12 axes made. 13. Come on, 2 more. I'm actually half tempted to spam a couple more woodcutters just to get those. And I think I'm going to. I can destroy these here in just a minute, which I will. This may be gaming the system to get an unlock, but like I said, the whole purpose of this series is to let everybody see what this game's about. Come on, folks. We're just gonna sit here and wait and wait and wait, apparently. Here, do you want a road so you move faster, or what? What kind of resources does it take? Just logs. You know I've got enough of those. And she needs just 1 more. Yep. There it is. So does that actually unlock it mid-game, or do I have to start again? And it looks like I have to start over, and I'm going to, because I don't think that I can fight these without weapons. There's a lot of guys up here just outside of the portal. That's without even coming in. So I'm going to end this episode right here, and we'll come back and test out the weapons and see how that goes. So I'm actually really excited to do this. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If you like it enough to subscribe, please do so. But thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.